Mr. Abe, let me come to you quickly on our next subject. Do you think John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency the President of the Republic, has taken Ghanaians for a ride? And when you have lost your Defense and Environmental Science and Technology Minister, and you are not itching to appoint, it's not any there's not any urgency to it, and he tells us we should go celebrate Christmas and the New Year. When we come back in 2026, he would appoint. Is it because there is no urgency in the defense ministry and the one who is acting with the finance minister is acting well, or the environment, science and technology plus innovation ministry is also being acted well? Do you find there's a sense of urgency in President John Dramani Mahama's voice when he said, I'll do the appointment next year?
I think he wants to save the government purse some money. Right. I would be careful to say that he has taken them for a ride. Remember, he's in a position where informations are available to him. I will assume that there should be an information or intel that supports that decision to appoint later in next year. Perhaps he's trusting that the various arms that function under these departments, the heads are up to scratch and will discharge with or without a minister. We are the people who have been complaining about the number of ministers we have. So if the president has taken an initiative to hold back to see how these various arms will function without an immediate minister, I would think we should give him the benefit of the doubt that it is not a taking for a ride, but intel-based, it should be a good decision. Having said that, we as a country people, we have a responsibility to police ourselves. It's not only when there's a minister in place that we should do what needs done, ideally. So for me, I'm careful to say that he has taken us for a ride with respect to this decision.
All right, Mr. Ibrahim, let me come to you. He says he will do the appointment, but next year, those who are speculating, they should stop. Go enjoy Christmas and New Year. Is he taking us for a ride?
To speak on this is but that is field. He's a security think tank, so he should tell us. I'll drop the ball on him to say something.
Boss from an operational point of view, I can only cringe at the idea that this vacancy has not created a challenge. You remember what happened recently during the body selection for the recruitment aspirants or applicants at LWAC. 6 young innocent lives were lost. Some people attributed that to lack of leadership at the top because the army answers to the defense minister, which defense minister we didn't have at the time that stampede or disaster happened. His deputy, Honorable Judge Mfi, is someone I know, someone I've sat on a panel with. Has he learned the ropes to be able to fill the substantive position of defense minister? I hear other names bandied around. My schoolmate, Honorable Dr. Zaneto, we did security studies at Kofi Annan around the same time. She did security, gender and security. She spoke on behalf of her, group, and I spoke on behalf of the conflict, peace, and security, group. We went to school at the same time, and when we were brought together at the Defense Ministry, and to help with convincing Ghanaians to spend more on Ghana's defense, as a member of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Defense and the Interior, she sat just close to me. I may share the picture with you, Kofi Asante, later. So she's somebody I have
correctly. If you can help me, please help me. You mentioned Bro Jemfi and also Zanato. The third one you mentioned is who?
I've not mentioned anybody. These are the two names I've heard.
Okay. Right.
For me, both would be good choices for the president. because Dr. Zaneto has conducted herself quite well since she went to Parliament. And again, just as the nation is going to bury her mother in the next few days, could it be a hint from the president that the timing is wrong for him to announce her while her mother is being interred in the next few days? So does he want the funeral to be done and dusted so that in January 2026 he announces an in honor of the Rawlinses? Her father had a military background, and I believe even though that must have informed her decision to pursue security studies much later in life, I believe she grew up during the AFRC and PNDC era, and then through to the democratic era of the NDC. And she saw security and military and defense decisions being taken by her father. There are many ways people accumulate experience. I mean, it could be by observation. So if the president feels she can duly represent her father and honor the Rawlinses by occupying a position where her father served before he carried out a coup and later became a democratically elected, it serves a certain legacy for the Rawlinses. So her name being bandied around for me is in positive light, but the boogeyman is the president. The buck stops with him. He says, hold on, I'll do the appointment sometime next year. He hasn't given a specific date. And I would also want to say that considering how Dr. Omane Boamah was with Mahama, maybe emotionally Ghanaians should give him a little more time. You know, it's customary of Ghanaians to drag our feet in replacing people we hold dear. It's just customary. That's why when you lose your star employee, you would want to leave the position for some time. Some of our mothers lost their fathers when they were only 40 or 42, and some would live for 3 more decades or 4 more decades without replacing our deceased fathers. It's customary of Ghanaians that let's show some more sympathy with the loved ones we have lost without replacing them too fast. Is that an emotional consideration? I can't tell. But when you put strategy and emotions together, I think I would tread on the side of caution that Ghanaians shouldn't rush the president into replacing these 2 ministers he held like his sons. He held so dear, especially Dr. Omane Boamah, until he's able to want to move on from that great loss.